My name is Kala, Arvind Kala. Contrary to conventional thinking, I think men are singularly unfortunate. Singularly unfortunate compared to women. And they unfortunate from the cradle to the grave. Now, let me explain. For whatever reason nature has found, for every 100 girl infants born, they're outnumbered by 105 male infants. But even when it comes to childbirth, more male fetuses or infants die than girl infants. So that is like that. Now let me jump from that period of when we are born to when we die. Now we predecease women. In America, for instance, the average woman lives 5 years, 5, 6 years more than the man dies at 75, the woman dies at 80. That is why you have that. You look around you anecdotally, you will find that all your uncles have gone, but all your aunts are quite alive. That's why they have that term, merry widow. They outlive men. So you live. What is great about life to be alive, and the men pop off early. So that itself. Now let me tell you, in the course of the lifetime, between the time you're born and between the time you die. Now you look at India's jails, for instance. Then 90% of the jail inmates are men. Only 10% or maybe 5% are females. You take it that way, and all these guys are there in jail to support their families. In India, you see what happens is, people can't get a job, they can always get a wife, and then children are born, etc., etc., and the wife says, what the hell, yeah, get something. The fellow gets no job, etc., then he pickpockets or something and he's thrown into jail. Now you look at something like suicides. And now suicides in India or elsewhere in the world also, the number of men committing suicide are 4 times more than that of women. 4 times more. Now, I'm not going into tedious details, statistics, because that'll bore you and that'll bore me. But this is largely right, meaning 95% right. So 95% is men who are in jails, not their wives. Now you come to, say, road accidents. Something like 150,000 people die in India in road accidents. And around most of them are men. It's 75% men and 25% women. So they're also they are unfortunate. In every way they're unfortunate, men. Now you look at something as simple as stuttering. A chap, the stutterers, the chaps who say, I, coming on for Friday. Those stutterers, those people who stammer, 4 times more men, boys than girls, etc. Even when it comes to midgets, midgets are classified as somebody less than 4'9" or 4'8" or whatever. The midgets also, most midgets born are males. They're not females. Do you remember the circus of yesteryears? It was always male midgets. Female midgets, no, like that. And it's true about giants also. Chaps who are bloody 80, 7.5 feet, 8 feet, like Khalli, for example, that Punjabi, this thing. Now, both the midgets and the giants, they die early, and they always the bloody males. So in everything, men are very unfortunate. Now you look at something like this. At their fatal accidents happen to men more than it happens to women. You take snake bites. In snake bites also, there are for 8 men getting bitten to death, meaning the venom kills them. There are only 2 women. Now it's not that snakes prefer men and not women. It's just that farmers have to be out in the fields, and then that is where the snakes are, so they get bitten. And even lightning strikes males far more than it strikes women. For the same reason, the farmer has to be out tilling his crops, etc., etc. It's monsoon time, and that's the last place he should be half immersed in water. And lightning, and the chap gets charred standing in his field. So in every way, men are they're really jinxed. You take something like heart attacks also. Heart attacks are more common among men than among women. Women get headaches, but they don't die. The man is, and one day he suddenly falls over, keels over, and dies. That is the reason. You look at the obituaries, Times of India obituaries in Delhi, and it's always, when a woman dies, woman, an elderly woman dies, you'll always find that the man has already gone. And when the man dies, it's always his wife also who's there, and etc. So men have it very bad, and they age fast. Even in India, I think the women's life expectancy has exceeded that of men. Women here live till 72, and men live only till 69 or something like that. And all over the world, in America, for instance, there are 3 million more women than men. And across the world, that is it. Now, you look at something like this, Ukraine and Russia. Now, nearly a million people have died, who 99% of them are men. So it's just men, men, men. They get it in the neck all the time, and then they've got to make a living, etc. And you look at men. I live in a place called GK2, Greater Kailash 2 in Delhi, and I look at the men and I look at the women. The women always look fine, dolled up, etc. And the man is going like this. He's prematurely grayed. He's got no energy. He looks defeated, and because you got to give provide for the kids and provide for that largely, etc. And this is really how it is. And now another worst thing is happening, and then the trouble is, and these Delhi's hairy feminists, those females, probably military looking lesbians, who are always cursing men, always cursing men. Now, it's the men who are dying in Ukraine and Russia, and it's the men. And look at the Titanic. When the Titanic sank 112 years ago, they were the 1523 people died. Of them, the survival rate among women was 75%, among children 50%, and among men only 20%. Now, they gave up the lifeboats, yeah. They gave up the lifeboats, but men get cursed. You'll always find feminists cursing men. You'll never find men cursing women like that. And now the news gets worse and worse for men. Now, all over the world, including in India, the girls are outperforming the boys in schools and in colleges and this. If you look at any statistics here, in America, England, etc., of course, but out here also, whether it comes to law, whether it comes to chartered accountancy, whether it comes to any of those, even IITs or 12th class papers, females are doing extraordinarily well. In America, the women graduates outnumber the male graduates. And so there also, men are falling behind for whatever reason. I mean, it seems that the women's brains are developing faster than that of men. And then men just end up really losing out. And that is what it is. So I am very skeptical. I'm actually contemptuous of this female or women bad mouthing men. They really, it's really quite disgusting, because I think men have it pretty goddamn bad. Yeah. So, well, friends, I think I've said enough. So, if you like the video, please forward it to everybody you know, particularly these military-looking feminist lesbians. Yeah. All right. Okay, friends. See you later, alligator.